Dear listener, I hope that you'll forgive me for everything. This entire thing must seem so strange to you. After all, I'm not normally like this. I'm not normally so emotional. I've never been, really. I was always trained to control my emotions to the very best of my ability. After all, being too caught up in a strong feeling can lead to mistakes being made, and that's just something I tried to avoid. So, with that in mind, you have to forgive my little outburst. I don't normally lose control of myself like that. It's just that I've never been in this kind of position before, you see. I've never loved anyone like this before. I love my mother, of course, and my father, but those are paternal connections and vastly different from what I feel for you, which I've discovered is purely romantic. A rather funny word to use, considering I'm not really the romantic type. Roses and candles and poetry and all that, I never really cared for any of it. I never thought I'd be the woman who writes love letters and dreams of being with someone. But upon meeting you, I've learned that there's so much more to romance and love than what is often portrayed. There's something deeper, something that makes me think about you too much, wants you too much, something that twists and pulls in my mind and heart until they once again turn to thinking and wanting and loving you. I don't like the feeling, and then I do. I love it and hate it all at once, but I can do nothing except for love you. Actually, I didn't like it at first, though I came to accept it. But I despise seeing you with them even more. Why are you even with them anyway? Why are you even going out with someone like that? I'm obviously a better match for you. I'm stronger. I can protect you better, smarter, better conversation. We have so much more in common, don't you think? I can take care of you and make you so much more happier than they ever could. I can give you everything and anything that you want. The life we could have would be perfect. You and I. It makes so much more sense. You and them, I hate it. The very idea of you being with them disgusts me. At first, I thought it was just a twinge of jealousy, something which is to be expected when one has romantic feelings for another, especially when you have to watch them with somebody else. I could only watch as you fawned over them, hating every second of it, hating them, and loving you, and not understanding any of it. But then, the more I thought about it, the stronger these feelings grew. Anger, jealousy, disgust, and love. And that's when I finally figured it out. It's not the idea of you and them together that hurts. Of course, I'm not so fond of it anyway, but it's the idea of you with anyone that isn't me. That is what truly bothers me. And once I discovered the truth, I decided that I simply had to do something about it. No more sitting around and feeling angry. It was time to act. After all, why would you need anybody else? I can provide for you and protect you better than anybody else could ever dream of. I can defend you and care for you and love for you so much. Don't you see that? Don't you understand? Well, it doesn't matter if you don't. You will one day. You will learn to understand. I know that you'll be confused at first. Actually, you're probably confused right now. You've been reading this love letter, wondering who on earth wrote it, wondering where she is. You've been reading this love letter, wondering who on earth wrote it, wondering where they are. They're none of your concern anymore. I have to admit, seeing that bastard all bloodied and broken certainly put me in a better mood. But maybe it's the idea of finally making you mine that has me smiling. Don't be scared. I'm not going to hurt you. Don't bother going for any weapons. I've already seen to them. The entrances are already sealed shut. Only one has been left intact. It's the one we'll be using when we leave. It's time to go, darling. Nehru.